From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSPTV and the Standard Speaker.
A young classmate loses her life along with her family in a fire at a home with no smoke alarms. Ensuring that every Pottsville student has a smoke detector coming up on News 13 this Tuesday. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kathy Bazinski. But first, a Hazleton man is behind bars after slamming his car into a restaurant in Hazleton. Christina Papa spoke with the owner of the shop today to find out how she's dealing with the damage.
The Monk's Abbey Coffee House in Heights Terrace is boarded up, and owner Sally Yale won't be opening her doors anytime soon. Her restaurant was hit by a speeding car on Saturday afternoon. Today, she went back to the coffee house to assess the damages.
But at those speeds, there was no way he was going to make the turn. So instead of turning down Kiefer, he decided to turn right into the building.
21-year-old Juan Rodriguez drove right into the building while trying to make a turn onto Kiefer Avenue around 1 o'clock on Saturday. Yale was in the shop when it happened. She says folks rushed out to make sure Rodriguez was okay.
One of the men observed him pulling a bottle of alcohol out of the glove compartment as if he wanted to dispose of it before he took off.
After Rodriguez crashed into the building, he tried to put the car in reverse and leave the scene. That's when the owner says at least 6 men jumped into action, grabbing onto the car, making sure he couldn't leave. One of those men held on for so long while Rodriguez tried to drive down Kiefer Street. He was dragged right along with the car. Luckily, that man was not injured in that incident. Rodriguez then began fighting with several other witnesses, even biting one of them. Police were able to track Rodriguez. He's been charged with several offenses, including recklessly endangering, resisting arrest, and driving under the influence. Sally hopes to have Monk's Abbey Coffee House up and running by June. Until then, she plans to use this unexpected downtime as a chance to add more items to her menu. Christina Papa, News 13, Hazleton.
Investigators in Schuylkill County now say a man who set a home on fire and abducted a 17-year-old has admitted he was using methamphetamine. Pottsville police say 20-year-old Stephen Campion admitted to being on meth during the violent spree which took place on Saturday. He's charged with 7 felonies, including attempted homicide. Police say it all began when Campion came to a home on Howard Avenue and allegedly attacked a 19-year-old woman with a machete, starting a fire using lighter fluid. He then abducted a 17-year-old girl from the home. An Amber Alert was posted immediately after the abduction. The injured woman is in the Lehigh Valley Hospital. The 17-year-old was eventually let go and returned to the home. Campion was taken into custody late Saturday afternoon. He couldn't make $250,000 bail and is in the Schuylkill County Prison. Well, it's a project that's based on passion and concern for the future of Greater Hazleton. This weekend, folks from all over got a sneak peek. Stephanie Gorney with more on the first glimpse of the Hazleton Integration Project.
Local businesses and organizations from around the area came out Friday evening to learn about a community center that will soon be opening in Hazleton. The Hazleton Integration Project, or also known as HIP, in conjunction with the Chamber of Commerce, held a mixer so that the local businesses can learn what to expect from the new community center.
What we intend to do is have a whole series of different kinds of classrooms, athletic activities, and again, cultural activities as well. All kinds of things, a little bit of structure in their lives, get the kids together, get them off the street, get them understanding who they are and who everybody else is, and if we can do that, everything will be fine in this community.
The staff of HIP believe that it is important to have this community center because the number of different cultures is growing in the area.
Are getting a mixed community. We have different nationality, and it is great to have a common place in which we can meet all together and learn what we call tradition and culture, because that's great when you meet with the Italian, when you meet a Peruvian, when you meet the Dominican, and this city is growing, and we are very excited having this center just to welcome all of them.
HIP was excited to show off the building where so many activities are going to be taking place and is going to help keep children off the street.
Extraordinarily excited and very proud of this building, and the building keeps reinventing itself, but it's always tied to the same thing: activities for children, education for kids, athletics for kids, cultural events, and the sky is the limit because this building has limitless possibilities.
While Bob and the other staff are very excited for the potential that the center will have on the citizens of Hazleton, they just have one message for the community.
Doesn't matter what we do, we can't do it alone. We really do need help. So if there are people out there and you have some time or you have some gift, something that you can teach, please contact us. We're the easiest people to get along with. You're going to find that, but we need volunteers.
Stephanie Gorney, News 13, Hazleton.
Back on the night of Mother's Day, Kelly Brown watched helplessly from outside her house as her husband, sister, and 4 children were killed in a raging fire in Pottsville. Well, officials there are still investigating the cause of that blaze, and as Matthew Petrillo tells us, school friends of the children are still coping with the losses.
8-year-old Joy Brown would be finishing her last week of 3rd grade if she had escaped that fatal Mother's Day fire. But instead, students and teachers will be thinking about the loss of young life, like 3rd grade teacher Molly Kleeman.
She was funny. She loved joke books. She wanted to give hugs to everybody.
Joy and her family didn't die from the torching flames, but rather carbon monoxide poisoning released from the flames.
Working smoke alarms in the home is going to save a life, and this home didn't have them.
Kleeman has been working to prevent another tragedy. She wants every home in Pottsville equipped with working smoke alarms.
We never want this to happen again. We never want any other student to be sad because their friend wasn't coming back to school again.
So she asked Kid Fire Safety to donate smoke alarms to the school.
Unfortunately, sometimes it takes incidences like what happened 2 weeks ago for smoke alarms to be top of mind out there.
Kid Fire Safety donated 300 smoke alarms to the school and today encouraged students to make sure their homes have working smoke alarms.
We have some very special guests today from the city of Pottsville.
And Pottsville needs the lifesaver. 2 weeks after the tragedy, some homes are still without smoke alarms. Now, after receiving the smoke alarms, the school sent out a survey to about 1,000 homes here. Of them, 84 responded, yes, I need one. Now, if you need a smoke alarm and you live in Pottsville, the easiest way to get one is to call City Hall.
People just don't think about it. So when we heard about the fire, we heard about the tragic loss of life, it was really the right thing to do to make the donation.
For a lot of these students, Joy's passing was the first loss they've experienced. Now the community is working together to save lives and prevent the young from witnessing another similar tragedy. Matthew Petrillo, News 13, Pottsville.
And still ahead on News 13, it's raining now, but get ready to broil. We'll tell you when the heat gets turned up in News 13 weather. But first, a roundup of all the touching tributes to those who served our country and those who have passed when News 13 continues. Memorial Day was originally called Decoration Day, a day to pay tribute to those who died for our country by decorating their graves. Well, today the meaning has expanded to remembering and honoring all who served.
May God bless you and America. Thank you.
Many came out to Calvary Cemetery to take part in the annual ceremony that honors those who died while fighting our freedom and for our country. Everybody who came out knew of that in one way or another and knows that tremendous bravery and courage that it took to fight for what they believed in. The ceremony has been going on for at least 65 years and will continue to honor those who fight for America.
Tradition has been going on since that time, and now the veterans are veteran service organizations and fraternal organizations are placing a small flag on the graves of the fallen heroes.
Along with the flags, many prayers and famous speeches were read, and folks sang and listened to a number of patriotic songs. Well, one community honored their fallen heroes with a special Memorial Day parade, which brought residents young and old out in droves. Hundreds of people lined Broad Street in Tamaqua for their annual Memorial Day parade. Lots of people put on their best red, white, and blue outfits, and many of the children waved flags as different bands and people marched down the street. Residents of Tamaqua have noticed that over the past couple of years, the parade has expanded, and they're proud to come out and support their fallen heroes.
Appreciate all our soldiers. I have my own from Vietnam, and we thank y'all so much, and we really, really do hope God bless y'all.
I'm very proud to be here today again, and I continue to be here every year as often as I can. It has expanded, and I'm very proud to be here.
It's worth it. All the servicemen who served in the service and lost their lives, this is beautiful. Memorial Day is the best day for them.
Everybody who came out, as you can see, enjoyed the great time while honoring those who fought so hard. And to thank all the heroic veterans and honor those who have fallen, one local organization offered up a yummy meal. Veterans and their families filled the Hazleton Elks Club Sunday for breakfast to celebrate Memorial Day. The breakfast was free for all veterans. The Elks Club offers these meals every year to honor the veterans and remember those who passed. This meal brings everyone together, and the club feels it's a great way to remember everybody who served our country.
We're honoring all of our veterans and all of our deceased and missing in action veterans, and we do this every year. We have veterans here from prior to the greatest generation, and everything forward. So we're very pleased and honored to be able to honor them.
Along with the meal, there was also a short ceremony to pay tribute to those who are gone, and the Elks Club says it will always hold these programs so that no veteran will be forgotten. This Memorial Day weekend was also an opportunity to take a step back in time. As Stephanie Gorney tells us, Civil War buffs got a look at some real 1800s weaponry.
Gun number 1, ready to fire. Commence fire.
They killed many, wounded thousands, and one was on display and fired off at one local Memorial Day ceremony. A replica cannon from the Civil War was at Beaverbrook Cemetery for the second year to help with the special Memorial Day ceremony. Charles Alborn built the replica with the help of his son and is honored to have it be a part of what is becoming an annual event.
Honoring the Civil War vet from 1865, and we're giving him a 21 gun salute, which is a volley of 3. And we enjoy this ceremony.
The cannon attracted many locals to come out and participate in the reenactment. Steve Bodner is excited to see the public get involved and show the actors how to work the cannon.
Person here that's involved to train the men on each apparatus here, how to fire the cannon, and then also not to get hurt. In the real war, you would fire the cannon and a couple times and then move the cannon in a different direction because their cannons on the opposite side would be firing at you.
Although this was a Civil War reenactment, veterans from all wars were being remembered and honored through this ceremony.
Any veteran. We're honoring every vet. I'm a Korean myself, and the second, Vietnam, Bosnia, all of them. We're honoring the vet.
Charles really enjoys his cannon being a part of this event, but only wishes that one thing was different.
Too bad them guys aren't here to see this, because they would have really appreciated it. Yeah.
Stephanie Gorney, News 13, Beaverbrook.
That was pretty cool. Time now for our regional weather from the National Weather Service. Checking the radar. Oh yeah, it's raining out there, and we'll experience some rain and thunderstorms right through the evening, but then we begin to turn the heat up. Our creative condition looks just like Singing in the Rain. It's by Michaela Kurvik, a student at Valley Elementary, and she and her pal are dancing between the raindrops with their brightly colored umbrellas. Now let's take a look at News 13 weather from the National Weather Service for Greater Hazleton. For tonight, a chance of showers and thunderstorms right through the evening, then cloudy with a low around 58. And for Wednesday, partly sunny with a chance of late afternoon showers and thunderstorms, a high near 81, chance of showers and thunderstorms through the evening, and partly cloudy with a low down to 64. And heading to Schuylkill County for tonight, showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm right through the overnight with a low getting down to around 57 degrees. And for Wednesday, mostly sunny. There will be a chance of late afternoon showers and thunderstorms with a high getting up to 84. That sounds great. Overnight low down to 62. And let's check the winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you play. The Daily 331, Big 4 5329, Quinto 35432, and the Treasure Hunt 2571517. Hope you won.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. The American Cancer Society invites you to the 19th Annual Relay for Life. The event will start Friday, May 31st at 5 p.m. at the track at Cougar Park in Hazleton. Join a team or make a donation today. For more information, please call the ACS 570-459-1212, extension 2102. And finally, the second annual High Mountain Craft Beer Festival, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Hazleton, will be held Saturday, June 22nd at Genetti Inn and Suites in Hazleton. From 1 to 5 p.m., enjoy over 40 craft beers with entertainment by Ostrachat. All proceeds benefit the Rotary Club. For more information, please call 570-454-2494. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Irina Panisi of Cunningham. Arrangements are under the direction of the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Leon Chica of New Jersey. Arrangements will be announced by the Stanley E. Analosky Funeral Home. Kenneth I. Burkhardt of Hazleton. Funeral is Wednesday at 10 a.m. from the Hazel Chapel of the Crofton Hughes Funeral Home. Friends may call Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. And Thomas P. Greshko, formerly of Freeland. Services will be held at the convenience of the family from the McHugh Wilczek Funeral Home. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. And by Mia's, once again the Hazleton area's #1 rated restaurant. Call 570-501-3410 for information on luncheon packages.
SSPTV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr.
District Baseball Championships in District 11 to be determined. District 2 in the books. And a marvelous, marvelous production yesterday up at PNC Park in Moosic. District 2, well, they should be very proud. This was as good a tournament, as good a venue as I've ever seen District 2 in any sport. They are to be commended. And they had 4 very, very entertaining games. First of all, take a look on the Quad A level. How about Wyoming Valley West? Remember, first week of April, they came into Hazleton and the Cougars beat them. You take a look, different directions those 2 programs went from that point on. Valley West captures the District 2 championship, back-to-back championships for the Spartans. Meanwhile, on the AAA level, you got Abington Heights coming away with the district championship. On the AA level, game between Mid-Valley and Lakeland. You can see Lakeland coming away as the winners. And by far, the best game was this 1-0 pitchers duel. Old Forge comes away with the district championship. And as we said, spectacular day and venue. Way to go, District 2. Now, let's take a look at District 11. Well, we got one postponement to tell you about. It was supposed to be the AAA game at Coca-Cola Park, Tamaqua Southern Lehigh. They're going to try that tomorrow at 3 o'clock instead of under the lights tonight. Now, Salisbury Notre Dame of Green Pond, this was supposed to be an early game. They're still going to try it tonight. They're hoping the rains have gone through. Those fields are professional grade. They drain very well. So there is a chance they're going to get that one in this evening. We will wait and see. Same with Williams Valley and Tri-Valley. The key here is you're not dealing with high school fields. All of these fields were designed to suck up the water right away. So we'll see what happens. Let's go to girls softball, District 11. It's Liberty and Pleasant Valley in the semifinal there. And you got Parkland. They're going to be taking on Northampton. That's the other half of the bracket for girls softball. Finally, you go to AA, and it's going to be the Rough Riders of Catasauqua against North Schuylkill. Pine Grove and Penn Argyl, they're going to attempt to get those games in. They're going to be a little more difficult because, again, the fields are the regular high school college fields. Minor League Baseball, Russ Kanzler has just not had a good 7-day stretch here, but tell you how well he's been. The average is still very respectable. His Norfolk team needed it. The Rail Riders crushed them yesterday, 8-0. Erie, in a wild slugfest, outdoes Akron, and the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs got shut out by Rochester. There's your minor league schedules today. Major League Baseball, well, you got your interleague rivalry series, so it's Mets-Yankees, it's Florida and Tampa Bay. The Phillies and the Boston Red Sox, Pittsburgh and Detroit. And don't forget today, it is Game 4 of the NBA Eastern Conference semifinals as Miami up 2-1 over the Pacers. We'll wait and see what happens there. It was a split over the weekend for the Scranton-Wilkesboro Penguins. They won the early one on Saturday, and then they got knocked off by Syracuse later on. They're back home with Syracuse. That'll be tomorrow, so the Calder Cup playoffs continue. Don't worry about the rain. That's not going to be an issue. The rest of the week we'll have the baseball, softball playoffs in their entirety. News 13 Sports is sponsored by Sand Springs, featuring a world-class golf course as well as celebrations, the area's most luxurious banquet and wedding facility.
It was a well-deserved tribute to a man who's given so much to his calling and community. As Stephanie Gorney tells us, the community came out to say thank you to a local pastor as he gets ready to retire.
A man who has been a part of the Cunningham community and has helped many through his time at Christ Lutheran Church has decided to retire after 26 and a half years of service. A big retirement celebration was held at Genetti's on Sunday to honor Pastor Chip Fairfield for all the services and help that he provided to the congregation and community.
Great day for celebration for a remarkable service that Pastor Chip has provided to our congregation over the years.
Pastor Chip was honored by all the people who came out and is very excited for retirement, but also very sad.
Well, you know, it's going to be tough. It really is. It's been a great privilege to serve people and be intimately involved in their lives. But it's also a burden because you carry a lot of their problems with you. And I always said I won't miss carrying all those burdens of people's sorrows and all that, but I'm going to sure miss the privilege of it.
He has helped many through very remarkable times in their lives and has become part of many families along the way.
I've known Pastor Chip for many, many years. He married my wife and me. He baptized all my children. He served at the funeral for my father. So he's helped me personally through many ups and downs of life that we all go through. But a remarkable man who's helped so many people over the years, not only in our congregation but throughout the community. He's a tremendous guy.
The pastor's wife is excited for him to be retiring, and they both have big plans for the future.
Very excited, but mixed emotions too. It's a bittersweet time. Pulling weeds.
Yeah, there you go.
Learning to cook.
Yep, I learned to cook. I want to write a novel. I want to write some more music. I like to write music. I'd like to visit our grandchildren and go other places for travel, which we like to do.
Pastor Chip and his wife plan on staying in the area among their close friends that they have made over their many years of being here. Stephanie Gorney, News 13, Hazleton.
And congratulations to both of them. Plenty more news and information headed your way on News 13. Some local firefighters, a local school, and a national company working together to make sure young children never face danger from the fire. That story and much more news when the 13 crew comes right back.